What's going on, guys? It's your boy James, the Forex Prince, back at it again, and this is video 3 in our confidence section of the psychology training that I'm going to be embarking on for the next 6 months. So if you are watching this video and you watched the first two, or even if you watched a video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because you don't want to miss any more of these videos. These videos are really going to help you. I'm not going to be showing too much chart. I'm going to simply just be telling you what you should already be hearing. And if you're not, then this is a perfect time for you to be here. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's get right into the video. And already off the top, video 3 is learn to take breaks. You don't realize it, but the act of trading is extremely tiring. Emotional and mental effort is even tougher than a physical one. If you don't take the initial breaks, the market will wear you out, and you'll have to take a forced break. Don't wait until you burn out and blow. Alright? So basically what this photo is explaining is you have to learn when to walk away from the markets. Alright? And on top of learning when to walk away, you need to know when to be there. So once you're there and you know you're at the right time to be there and things go the way they go, you have to learn to take breaks. You can't sit there all day. Sometimes that's how you ruin profits, by not taking breaks after your wins, especially after you've already hit your goal for the day and you sit there and you continue to trade more. That's when you take losses. That's when you mess up. That's when you take unnecessary trades, or you chase the market. There's no need to do any of that. You have to learn to take breaks. These breaks will help you stay in the game longer than the people who stay here all day. Alright, this is very tiring stuff, and it's not solely because you're doing anything. You're just pressing a button, maybe scrolling the key, a mouse, and the fingers across the keys. But still, right? Mental and emotional, all at one time, is being used up. Way more than physical. And when you're done trading, oh man, it's like a relaxed sensation rush through your body, because you know you get to do something now and stop using your emotional and mental. So like I said, I ain't gonna hold you too much on this photo. Let me go right on to the course. How to mature in trading. It's reaching a simple belief. A beginner trader always feels like they need to know everything. The main focus is on forecasting, learning tools to forecast price, making predictions. Your analysis looks like this. So before I even move on, yes. The main focus is forecasting. You're not just going to forecast the move that you want to happen. You're going to forecast the move that you don't want to happen as well. You plan for both sides of the market, always. This way, you can react at a much better time than most. Alright? This is how people take the small losses, because they're able to identify when they got it wrong and they acted on it. Alright? So you have to learn about the tools that help you forecast price. Alright? Because remember in the previous video, I said price has to regulate itself. Price moves with itself. It don't move with time. Just because it's selling March 2025 doesn't mean it's going to be selling March 2026, and it's really not even doing that. But still, that's just an example. So like I said, you are making predictions, but you are making educated predictions. Alright, so excuse me, it's really late. Your analysis should look something like this here on the next screen. Right? Yeah, basically this was me about 4 years ago. I used to mark the supply and demand zones on a higher time frame. Alright, and I used to be sitting here trying to make precise forecasting while also outlining exactly what price should do. Not like what I expected to do, but I just from a clear glimpse of me drawing my supply and demand and using my support and resistance, and also identifying key levels with price. All of this was helping me understand price movement. Price moves in itself. So you have to understand when to buy low and when to sell high. And the only way you would do that is by identifying price on higher time frames. Now, I'm not saying scalping don't work. What I'm saying is scalping without the higher time frames definitely mess you up, solely because of you're not looking at the bigger picture and where price should or not be going. you're just in it for the moment. And the moment can change. The moment is at a spurt of a moment. So with that being said, you have to know that this resonates with a lot of beginners, and the reason is simply in the next screen here. All right. After 4 years of losses, frustrations, and trying too hard, it hit me. It's not about knowing it all. It's not about being right or wrong. It's not about knowing where the market will go next. Damn it, it has nothing to do with forecasting. See, video switching up now? Because in the beginning, it starts off with you trying to forecast and predict. And remember, in the second part of that, I said that once you get that in your mind, you now have to understand how to react to the market. That's the next part. All right. Maturing comes when you realize what the game is all about. It's about reacting to the market, being fluid into the flow, managing risk, surviving in tough market conditions, maximizing easy market conditions, simplifying your strategy and process. So it's just like I said, once you start the forecast and you start to look at the bigger picture of, price might do this or price might do this, you start to plan for both sides so that when you get the right indication too, you can react properly. Price moves within itself. We have to learn that we have to move with price while it's doing that, not with price while it's doing what we don't expect. No, you need to make sure your strategy is very simplified, and the process of identifying trades is very simplified, because if it's complicated, how will you know when to press the button at the right time? You're always going to miss it, and you need to dial in. All right, start by managing your risk. You shouldn't be out here just throwing whatever at every trade. You should be simply going out here for what you can. And I'm not saying take anything small, but if you know how to max big and go small, then by all means. So that's it there. So I'm definitely not going to hold you too long, but this is when you know you start maturing in trading, is when all of this starts to come together. Once all of this starts to come together, trust me, it's all going to become muscle memory. It's just like when you watch football for so long and you start to identify what player is going to mess up at what time, and you know exactly, like, oh, this is a big play, or yeah, he got it, I see them all. Yeah, when you start to identify all that stuff, same here in market, you start to identify. And so, like I said, I'm not gonna keep you long. I definitely want you to get to the next video. So take this video slow and read everything, and then understand that what I was saying is not about it's not about